What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cold Takes from the Land.
Cold takes from the land. We get the coldest takes from the hottest Cleveland sports fans.
And you know who's not hot? Our Cleveland Cavaliers out of the gate.
Yeah, they fucking suck, buddy. We're gonna finish goddamn 2-80 at this point.
All right, listen. I know it's a struggle, but relax.
I'm kidding. It won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. We just have our third-year guy, and Evan Mobley is an absolute fucking scrub, but we'll be okay.
Oh, well, so clearly I hear there's a guy you want to talk about, but to recap for our fans out there, the Cavs are 2-3, just freshly won, while being very banged up against the New York Knicks, so split the first two games with them. But I think the moral of the season so far is the Cavs are very injured. They've been without Jared Allen. They've only had Darius Garland play in one game. Donovan Mitchell's missed a game. Karis LeVert's missed a game. So this team's really banged up, and I think that's kind of attributing a lot to the 2-3 start. Personally.
Yes, yeah, very weird start to the year. 2 wins on the road, 3 losses at home, which is kind of odd for us. We usually are pretty dominant at home, but need to get healthy. Need to get Jared Allen back. He hasn't played a single game yet this season. Need to get Garland back. Obviously, he's a huge help when it comes to scoring the ball. So we need to get healthy and see what we can do. But thus far, my friend, I have not been too impressed nor happy with the way Evan Mobley has been playing thus far.
Yeah, that was going to be my next thing I got into. With Jared Allen being out and Darius Garland being out, you think this would be the time where Evan Mobley really shows that jump offensively, and he just hasn't really been anything special. I mean, about 15 points a game.
He just has a hard time scoring the ball, man. I mean, it looks like he really hasn't worked on his game whatsoever in the offseason. He still can't shoot a 3 to save his life. He's not a great free throw shooter. Doesn't have a jump shot, doesn't really have any great post moves. The only time I think I saw him score tonight at all was like a fluke. He took a fading jump shot from about 6 feet and made that because it bounced in. And other than that, it was all crappy layups.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, Evan Mobley is an excellent defensive player, but this is kind of the year where you were hoping he makes that jump offensively and becomes like the true third option on offense. And I argue he has the potential to be the best player on the roster. But, it looks like his offensive game is kind of stagnant, and it's only 5 games, and, we got to get healthy. There's still a lot of season left, but in this initial first bit, Evan Mobley might just be what he is, and, offensively at least, he might not have much more to offer.
Yeah, that would be disappointing. We have a tough stretch of games coming up here soon, too. In the next 5, we play Golden State twice. We play another couple. I think we play OKC again. We play, I think, Portland as well. So we play some decent teams coming up in the next 5 games or so. So it's just kind of frustrating and mind-boggling how he couldn't even step up to become the number 2 option with all these guys out. LeVert scoring more than him. Strutz is basically averaging the same amount of points as he is. So with our other 2 guys out, he's not even stepping up, able to take the brunt of the scoring load, and it's been all almost Donovan Mitchell so far.
Yeah, and you mentioned a guy there that I'm actually more on the happy side with. Max Strus, I think, is showing to be valuable. Obviously, he shows his shortcomings. He is a little streaky and can go through some rough stretches, but he has clearly shown, even with everyone hurt, he's a huge improvement to our shooting, and I think that'll show even more when we get everybody back, and he doesn't have to play as big of a role.
Yeah, he's playing a lot of minutes right now, too. He's averaging about 38 minutes a game.
Yeah, so, he shouldn't have to play that much because he's a role player, he's not some, a guy who's going to start and, contribute, a ton, but, he's definitely showing, adding him, really helps with the shooting. And obviously defensively, I kind of wanted a little bit more on the perimeter, and that's still also kind of been a little bit of an issue. But he's definitely helping to the shooting because I think that was something we needed was another shooter or 2, and I think we got at least 1 with Strus.
Yeah, Dieng's been pretty good from 3 as well, so I think with the additions of those 2 guys, I think we'll be fine as far as shooting goes. LeVert stepped back up. He's averaging almost 20 points a game. He had that one really big outburst in the first quarter the other night where he scored 24, I think it was.
Yeah, his 3-point number is up. He's shooting about 37% from 3, which is above average, which he was kind of at about average or slightly below. So yeah, his scoring has been nice, and I'm hoping we can get that off the bench once everyone's healthy. And it's nice. It's definitely nice to have. And then Niang, he has gotten better. His first couple games actually were pretty not great, but then
I call him fucking Diang.
I still don't know how to say his fucking name. I think it's
George's Diang or George's Niang. I called him Diang.
Yeah, sounds like the mix of his name.
In my defense, I could have sworn our damn announcer said Diang, so I fucking botched it. I'm sorry. George's Niang.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure he's not very hurt by it. He's making a lot of money. Who gives a shit about his name? But anyway,
that's true.
I digress. So yeah, he had a couple bad starts, but then he's kind of gotten a little bit better. One guy that is kind of surprising me a bit offensively, and I think we might disagree on this. Isaac Okoro, I think, has been playing pretty damn well.
Yeah, he's been playing great. I'm not going to disagree with you there. He's averaging 12.5 points a game. He had a big 18-point night the other night. I think he only had 2 points tonight, but he did really well defensively, kind of holding Brunson to, I think, 8 for 23 it was, and then he kind of limited Julius Randle a bit as well. So didn't do much on the stat sheet tonight, but he did play pretty great defense against those two guys. So
no, definitely. I mean, we know he's got value as a perimeter defender. It's just the only problem was this last year is if we had him in the game, there was no shot he was going to score. But
right.
So it was
adding
a big
Strus too. I think it takes even more stress off him to score. He's not going to have to keep up this 12.5 points a game thing because, I don't think he's capable of doing that. But he doesn't necessarily need to do that every night.
Yeah, even as long as he's averaging to me a smooth 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, I'm cool with that. And as long as he's shooting decent numbers and not overshooting the ball. If he's playing like this is a guy I could see consistently starting the game as the 3, and then obviously as the game goes on, you rotate, LeVert and Strus and Niang and whatnot. But obviously, he's shown to have a bit more value, I will say. So he's definitely been a positive so far.
They're really going to need him too to step up because our perimeter defense is pretty atrocious.
Yeah,
we have a lot of guys that can score the rock with Garland, Mitchell. We're hoping Amani Bates will be that going forward as well, but none of those 3 guys are particularly good at defense. So,
yeah, I mean, we already know Okoro. He's a solid perimeter defender, but like I said before, he's been an offensive 0 previously. But looking good so far, so I'm hoping he can keep that up. And I don't really have anyone else I really want to single out necessarily because I think Donovan Mitchell has been good. He's had some hot and cold moments here and there, but he's averaging over 30 points.
Tristan Thompson's got some decent minutes. He played some decent minutes today, got a couple O-bounds, so
I tried to tell you,
buddy. He's looking
a
lot better. He's looking better than I thought he was going to look, to be honest with you. He's not putting up a lot of stats still, but granted, he is probably playing about double the minutes he's going to end up playing once our other guys come back, but we'll see what he can do moving forward. Hopefully they can keep some fresh legs on him for a playoff run.
Yeah, try to tell you, man, play him he doesn't have to play every game. Play him 10 minutes here, 12 minutes there. He sits a couple games here, and he can go get some rebounds and stuff, man. But no, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
if you had to pick one thing on this team, what do you think your number one worry is outside of Mobley, obviously not stepping off offensively? What do you think your number one worry is about this team and making a deep playoff run?
Coaching.
Okay, that's a good answer. I thought of this earlier too, but coaching crossed my mind. But another thing that came to my mind was I think we have a lot of one-dimensional players. A lot of guys that are all offense and a lot of guys that are all defense. And I don't think we have really anybody that does both particularly well.
No, that definitely has some merit to it. I can definitely agree with that. But we still got a long season. We'll see how it goes, and that it kind of applies to what I said with coaching. It's still a long season, but my main concern with Bickerstaff is
Bickerstaff. He's up here throwing up bricks.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call him the rest of the year. But no,
I like that.
But my issue with him is just I feel like his lineup selection and his rotations have been fucking whack at times. Choosing to start both Okoro and Dean Wade in the starting lineup one game seems a little problematic to me. And that's one specific example, but he'll just have some odd lineups up there. You'll have your solid starting lineup, but some time will go, the bench will come on and you'll have a lineup of fucking LeVert, Okoro, Niang, Wade, Dean Wade and like Tristan Thompson or Damian Jones, where like it's just ass. Like, I mean, there's no rotations. You know, there's no, you know. I like the rotations where like you'll start a game and then a couple starters will come out and then a couple bench guys come in, and the guys that come in like fit the guys that are on the court, and you can make solid rotations of just guys that work well together. But I feel like, you know, some of his lineups will be pretty good, but then sometimes it's just like, why? Like he'll try to line up out there that's like has like zero shooting, or he'll put a lineup out there that's like super undersized or like too big, or, you know, will match it terribly against who we're playing. But, you know, I'm hoping as the season goes on and when everyone gets healthy, you know, the lineups and the rotations will be improved. But that's my biggest issue, because, you know, there's been times where he's put a lineup out there and it'll score 2 points in 6 minutes and give up, you know, 10 or 12, and then already there's a run from the opposing team, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. His lineups are kind of whack. He'll have great lineups, then he'll have terrible lineups. I think his clock management is another issue. I was kind of going off on Twitter, X, whatever we call it these days, the other night, but he's blowing timeouts left and right. And even tonight when we were up, I think we were up 6 with like about a minute left, he's calling timeouts. Like, he just, when the offense is going, he'll call a timeout and break up the flow we have going for no reason. He'll use up timeouts for no reason. And then the other night, he used up a timeout with about 2 minutes left, and we didn't have one in the last 20 seconds when we actually could have used it. So we had to go full court, inbound the ball, and try to get a shot off, and it ended up getting stolen, and we lost the game. So I have quite a few problems with his coaching, but I'm hoping he can kind of remedy some of this as the season goes along.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I can't agree more. And I mean, that's kind of my main gist of it. Obviously, I think the biggest concern, like in the moment, is just get healthy, because, you know, I'd like to, in theory, is, let's say everyone's healthy. I think a solid rotation of guys of, you know, obviously Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Allen, and then a mixture of, you know, Strus, LeVert, Okoro, Niang, and then a little bit of like a small amount of like Tristan Thompson here and there. I don't want to see Dean Wade play significant minutes, even though I feel like he's going to, just because for whatever reason they love Dean Wade, and I'm just not a fan at all. He's like a super like freaking local school version of Kevin Love, you know?
Yeah, he's very mid.
Yeah, so not super pleased with, you know, him getting a lot of minutes still, but, you know, still got a long season to go, and, you know, we got some guys to get back healthy and some adjustments to make, and I'm still very excited for the outlook of the season. We've yet to play a game fully healthy, so
yeah, we'll see how we go from there. If we have, this is another interesting question I just thought of, but say we get to about the halfway point in the season and we're kind of meddling, we're around like this 5-6 seed, maybe even lower than that in the Eastern Conference. If we have to make a move, who do you think is the person we trade?
Who do we trade?
Yeah, because it's going to be, like, I thought it was Jared Allen for the longest time, but I'm like, the more I see it, man, like, I might dish Mobley.
Okay, I disagree, because while Mobley has been underwhelming at times, I feel like at the very least he's, like, his ceiling is so much higher than Jared Allen's. And even with...
Is it, though? I mean, we're not really seeing it. I mean, he's a great defensive player, but so is Allen. And if you're going to trade one of the two of them, you're going to get a far better haul for Mobley, a younger guy, than you are Jared Allen.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the package. I'd probably lean more towards Allen, just because even as they are, Mobley's more versatile defensively, and maybe he could flourish playing a true 5. Like, let's say we trade Jared Allen for, like, you know, a scoring wing or like a two-way kind of guy. A guy I liked in the offseason was actually Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, he's working wonders over there in Boston right now.
Yeah, that was a potential like there. But I don't know. I guess it depends on the move. But I would say it's one of the two big guys I think would have to go. Or like maybe a little under the radar. Maybe for the right package you dish Garland. But that's
it'd be interesting what we would get on some of those guys, because I think you can get a decent player for Jared Allen, but I don't know if you're going to get much of a return on that as far as what a guy you'd want to see back in a trade deal.
Yeah, for sure. But we still got plenty of time. The first 10 games are always kind of wacky throughout the NBA, and then teams start to hit their stride. I'd say by around like 30 to 40 games, you start to really see what some of these teams are made of, and then you'll kind of see a good stride, and then you'll get into All-Star break, and then the other like part of the season where you really see what the teams are made of is coming out at All-Star break. So we got plenty of time, and I'm still very optimistic despite the rough start. Let's get healthy and just see what we got when we're at full health.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not hitting the panic button by any means. I would really like to see, possibly even like next offseason too, I'd love to see Mobley get with a guy like Hakeem Olajuwon or somebody and try to get some post moves down.
Yeah, for sure.
Because watching him right now, it's painful watching him. I mean, we don't play, obviously, any kind of, like, major basketball at all, but we play a little pickup here and there, and just watching this guy offensively is just frustrating as fuck. I mean, he has no handle whatsoever. He has no jump shot, and it makes you wonder. I almost feel like I'm going a little Stephen A. Smith with fucking Kwame Brown on this guy right now, but just watching him offensively, it's fucking... You wonder what he did all offseason to look the exact fucking same, if not a little bit worse on offense. Guy can't fucking hit the broadside of a barn right now.
We're fuming here on Cold Takes. Anyway.
Yeah, we're losing our minds. And again, we're not losing our minds because we're missing our second best defender. So Jared Allen's going to help a lot. But I do have worries on the perimeter defending the three-point line. We've been pretty atrocious with that. But Garland sorely missed right now. We need a guy that can score from the perimeter and get to the bucket at will. So when we get him back, we'll really see what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, kind of sums it up for me. I think I've got most of my thoughts out there. Do you have anything else you want to add at all, buddy?
I don't think so, buddy. Just, fuck Evan Mobley and I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding. No, I think we'll be okay. But let's just get healthy, see what we can do in this next stretch of games. Like I said, the back half of these next 5 games is going to be pretty tough. So face the Warriors a couple times, see if we can split with them maybe, or possibly even win both. But we're going to be facing some good teams, so it'll be a good test for our young guys, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick.
We need to get Jared Allen back. Get
Yes.
that bastard back on the court.
Definitely. And let's have a little fun real quick. Before I get on out of here, do you have any changes to your finals predictions basing off the first 4 or 5 games you've seen?
Finals predictions? No. What did I say? I said Bucks Nuggets.
I believe so.
No, I feel confident in that. I'm sticking with that.
I love LeBron and I picked the Lakers to go, but I'm going to change mine. This is my updated.
I told you, buddy. I told you the Lakers ain't making the damn finals run.
Yeah, after watching the first few games, they're still relying on LeBron way too damn much. AD still inconsistent. Some of their new additions have been kind of rough, but still plenty of season.
It's tough, man. Father Time catches up to everybody, even old Tom Brady at the end there. So as much as I love LeBron, there's only so much you can do at age fucking 40 out there in your 21st season.
Yeah. That's why he's got to come back here and win a couple championships. Know what I'm saying?
I'd love to see number 5 in Cleveland here, though. I really would. I want to see him catch Michael Jordan so I can shut up all these butthurt Michael Jordan fans.
Yeah. But I can't agree more. And with that, my new finals prediction, I'm gonna say Celtics Nuggets, and I'm gonna pick
Celtics Nuggets. Okay.
And I'm gonna pick the Celtics to win the championship. Ooh.
Celtics. Okay, that's a good one. Celtics are gonna be damn good, man. I mean, between them and the Bucks, I think we're a little bit behind the 8 ball here. That's why I kind of threw out that hypothetical trade scenario for the Cavs, because even if we hold on to all 4 of our young guys that are the core of our team, I think they're going to have to make a decent move. They're going to have to get some kind of guard or some kind of guy that can help guard the perimeter, because these bastards are giving up points left and right. They gave up a fucking 6-point lead with like 40 seconds left the other night and lost the game.
Yeah, for sure. And, still some optimism, but long season to go. And with that, it's been another episode of Cold Takes from the Land. That was our thoughts on the first week of games we've seen out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Again, with some optimism, little concerns, but, let's get healthy, see what happens here. And I hope you guys enjoyed our thoughts. Obviously we'll get some diversification in the content with the basketball along with the Browns. And then we got some other stuff, in our bag, as we say, to, get out there.
Got a badminton video coming out here soon. Right,
oh,
buddy?
yeah. I've got badminton. We got rugby previews. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we'll get some more stuff out, and I think you guys will enjoy it. And once again, we appreciate everything and you guys for watching. And it's been Cold Takes from the Land, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cold Takes from the Land.